to another video. I'm Luisa Valente and this is the channel Luisa V, where I talk about books, writing, and anything else I feel like, I guess. So please subscribe, like, comment if you like this video, and let's get into this video now. Today's video is all about my haul. Recently my friend Christina and we went on like a thrift store hunt, looking for as many books that we like as possible at a very good price, and I was very lucky in my journey. I managed to get a lot that I wanted, and I wanted to go through those books now. So the first book is just the cover because I actually am reading it right now. It is called Wings of Shadow by Nikki Palpretto, and this is the third in a trilogy, and it's basically about like these two sisters living in like a post-war world where Phoenix Riders were like the main thing, and then Phoenix Riders were like decimated because of the war. So these two sisters are going through the world trying to like hatch a phoenix so that they could become Phoenix Riders and, you know, kind of take control again and make the world a better place. But you know, things happen, like the older sister Val betrays Veronica, the younger sister, and Veronica like ventures off to find her own destiny away from her older sister. And it's very interesting, you know, it has like animal magic where they can kind of talk to animals in a way and like control them. There's like shadow magic where it's more like controlling people, and I really enjoyed it. I've read the first two already, and this is the third one. I found this at a thrift store at a very good price, and you just see each character grow into something completely different that you didn't think they would, and you kind of see their relationship change from sisters that only had each other to one wanting more than just each other. And yeah, I definitely recommend it. It is a very fun, interesting story. My next book is not a thrift store buy. It is from Barnes & Noble, but you gotta visit Barnes & Noble when you're going on a book hunt. So it's called A Most Agreeable Murder, a novel by Julia Seals. And it's a thriller that takes place in the Victorian era. And it's about a passionate girl named Beatrice Steele who never fit into being like a true lady. She's always been very interested in like crime cases that she finds in a newspaper, but you know, she kind of has to put that obsession behind her for the sake of her family so that she could get an eligible bachelor. But then someone drops dead in the middle of a minuet, and she wants to be the person who can actually, you know, solve the murder before someone else gets murdered. But you know, that's very unladylike, so I always found that interesting. It seems really cute and a fun kind of like thriller with like Bridgerton vibes, I think. So yeah, I'm really excited. It seems short, but like a fun read. Then I picked up a nonfiction called The Exorcist Legacy, 50 Years of Fear by Nat Stiegelhoff. And it's basically about the Exorcist movie and kind of how it's progressed and evolved in our society, and what it was like when it first came out, and its legacy, and what it's revealed about like future horror movies and life. And yeah, I actually bought something similar to this about like TV shows that made the 90s, and I just find it very interesting. Even though I've never seen The Exorcist, it's interesting to see how it's evolved and changed cinema years later, for sure. Yeah. And then the next book I got is The Curse of Saints by Kate Dramies. This has like fantasy vibe. I got it at Target. It still has books, so it still counts. And it's an elite spy, and the Queen's third in command, Aya, has dedicated herself to a life of discipline and duty, using her God-given abilities to keep dark magic from ever returning to the realm. Her oath ensures she will always act to protect those she fights alongside, including Will, the Queen's enforcer, and Aya's bitter rival. I already suspect a romance right there. Forced by circumstance to work together, Aya and Will struggle to come to an uneasy truce, but when tragedy strikes, Aya instinctively reacts, unleashing a power that hasn't been seen in over 500 years. Shaken, she's confronted with an impossible truth, one that threatens the precious grip she keeps on her control, one that forces her to work with Will to discover who or what she really is, and one that could turn her into a weapon in a war she doesn't know how to win. With Will by her side and untold power at her fingertips, I will have to decide, has she been sent to save the realm she loves or destroy it? I could already see a romance there, which makes me love it even more, because you always want a little romance in your fantasies. But yeah, it's it's a story about figuring out who you are and what your destiny is, and I always love those. And yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. I saw it at Target and I was like, this sounds interesting. I must get it. My next find was Victoria, A Life by A.N. Wilson. This is about Queen Victoria's life and her becoming queen, marrying Alfred, I believe, and his very early death, which was very sad. And it's just about her life and her history and what she's done for the UK. And I love these books. I love these nonfiction books about like royalty and the British monarch. I think it's fascinating to see how history has evolved and how much they've influenced and changed history. A female queen, that's like a huge deal back then. And yeah, I'm really excited to read it. All right, next is The Carnival of Curiosities, a novel by Amy Gibbs. This book is so cute. Like, it has the nice font, but in the back it has like all these ticket stubs with information. It's adorable. This is in Victorian London. After that, I immediately knew I needed it. Where traveling sideshows are the very pinnacle of entertainment. There's no more coveted ticket than Ash and Pretorius's Carnival of Curiosities. Each performance is a limited engagement, and London's elite bravely dare the dangerous streets of Southwark to witness the carnival's outstanding assemblage of marvels. For a select few, however, the real show begins behind the curtain. Rumors abound that the show's proprietor, Aurelius Ash, is more than an average magician, and said that for the right price he can make any wish come true. No one knows the truth of this claim better than Lucian the Lucifer, the carnival star attraction. Born with the ability to create fire, he's dazzled spectators since he was a boy. When Odalyn Rose, one of the most notorious men in London, comes calling with a proposition regarding the life of his young and beautiful charge, Charlotte, Ash is tempted to refuse. But after Rose reveals a secret that threatens the security of the troupe's most vulnerable members, Ash has no choice but to sign an insidious contract. The stakes grow higher as Lucian finds himself drawn to Charlotte and her to him, an attraction that spurs a dangerous course of events. Oh wow, this actually progresses to the back. Grave secrets, past horrors, and what it means to be family come to a head in this vividly imagined spectacle, with the lives of all those involved suspended in the balance. I always found carnivals and like circuses fascinating. A lot of like very weird, freaky stuff happens in them back in the day. Like, if you've ever seen American Horror Story season freak show, it's like very disturbing, but like very sinister. It's not all happiness and fun and jokes back then. So I find them very interesting, and I like that there's also a little romance in there, because there just has to be, right? So I'm excited to see where the story goes. I've been reading some circusy kind of ones, so I'm hoping this one lives up to my expectations. My next two are The House of the Scorpion and The Lord of Opium. I got both of these at a thrift store, and I really wanted to pick them up because I actually read this one in 8th grade, I believe, and I thought it was very interesting. So it's about this boy named Mateo who wasn't born, he was actually harvested, and his DNA came from the lord of a country called Opium, a strip of poppy fields lying between the US and what was once called Mexico. Matt's first cell split and divided inside a petri dish. Then he was placed in the womb of a cow, where he continued the miraculous journey from embryo to fetus to baby. He is a boy now, but most consider him to be a monster, except for El Patron. El Patron loves Matt as he loves himself, because Matt is himself, so he's like a clone. As Matt struggles to understand his existence, he is threatened by a sinister cast of characters, including Al Patrone's power-hungry family, and he's surrounded by a dangerous army of bodyguards. Escape is the only chance Matt has to survive, but escape from the Crown estate is no guarantee of freedom because Matt is marked by his difference in ways he doesn't even suspect. I thought it was very interesting. I know it's won like a bunch of awards. And then they gave me the sequel for free, which I loved. The next one is called The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. I've started to slowly read more thriller, and my friend has read like I think all of Ruth Ware's books, if not, except for like I think the most recent. But she suggested this one because it's very interesting, and I read one and I already have another one waiting, wrapped somewhere. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know what it's about, but it's thriller, so I'm sure I'll like it, and I liked her other book called It Girl, so I'm excited to check this one out. Next is Tempted by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. This is not the first one in the House of Night series. I don't even know which one this is, but it is my mission to collect them all. So this is one that they had there, and this is the beginning of, you know, my collection. And I hope to find more like in other used bookstores. And then the last two are both by Philippa Gregory. The first one is Three Sisters, Three Queens, and then I have The Boleyn Inheritance. Both of these are for my collection. I've been collecting all of Philippa Gregory's books. And they're all about kind of like the Tudor era, you know, with Henry VIII and his 6 wives. So I'm trying to collect them all and read them all. So yeah, I'm very excited to read them all and kind of see where all the stories go and how they're all meshed together. I have 2 more to collect, which is The White Princess and The Last Tudor, and then I'll have them all, and I'll be so excited. So that is everything I purchased in my journey of used bookstores and Barnes & Noble, Target, and it was such a successful trip, and I hope I can do one again. I wish there were more used bookstores in my area or in Jersey in general. I know there's like tons in Philly, and I'm hoping one day I can explore all of them and enjoy all of them. And yeah, so I hope you like this video, and you know, subscribe, comment, like, all are very appreciated, and I'll see you with another video soon. Bye.